So we're in Fresno, California, and we were called out here to repair a leak in a valve. And the valve was sitting real close to the actual overpour of the footing of the home. So right behind this new valve is concrete. Right down in there, that's concrete. And so the old valve is a gate valve, and it was split. We showed the homeowner that before we even began. That's why they called, because it was spraying out. And so just to get it unscrewed, we had to cut the handle off so that we could unscrew it. We did get it unscrewed successfully, but the piping that's down here is completely wrong. You can see the corrosion. This is 1.25 inch piping. It appears to be bent. It actually is bent. That where it comes up, it bends out. It's wet. Which could be from soil, from sitting in soil, or the pipe literally is weeping through because it's corroded. So iron pipe, not supposed to be in soil. 6 inches above soil, yes. If it's below soil, it's got to be a factory coated pipe. It's a Fletcher coat that goes on there, green or yellow, and it doesn't have that on there. So we proposed to go ahead and take this line and dig back and find the PVC somewhere back in the yard. The only thing that we could find was the give me a light down here. The only thing that we could find down there was iron pipe, and so get it right down there. So you can see the rust and the corrosion right there. So you got corrosion around the pipe, and then the part that's kind of whitish and blackish looking, that's the literal pipe. And so what we've got is sprinkler lines. You can see these are all coming out, and this portion here, you can see all the sprinkler lines are in here. Sprinkler lines, you got 8 zones. So we're potholing, trying to find the pipe. Sprinkler lines running, out and across. Drain lines in the way. Anyways, and then, of course, existing trees with huge root systems. Anyways, so we propose tie into the PVC, come over here, abandon all the iron pipe, get tied back into copper, which is a great product. So just be PVC to copper, and then repipe all this for them. Well, didn't work out. What the main thing was is the water was leaking out of this valve, and so we've got that replaced. It's a 1/4 turn ball valve. What I would recommend you do is when you repipe this, move it all down. Move it down toward the corner of the building. You can certainly cut that handle down a little bit, but it does spin. I'm not going to turn it on because it's under pressure, but this will spin and actually hit right here. You could probably leave it. All that needs to happen from here is 1.25 inch. I like Schedule 80 pipe. You can use what you want, but 1.25 inch Schedule 80 PVC nipple screws into there, and then you start building your T's back the way they were. So plenty of room for a nipple to screw in. We use the gray threaded nipples. So you've got threads on one end, 12 inches of pipe, threads on the other end. Most irrigation guys, they're just going to use an adapter there, which is totally fine. It just screws in, but I don't think you're going to have enough room to get it all back together and then get your first T on right there. So anyways, whatever you want to do is fine. And then you have to rebuild this. It looks like Schedule 80 nipples on the 1 inch side all the way around the back side times 8. Those are all 1 inch. And so you'll have to get some 1.25 by 1 T's. And then on the end there, you get a reducer and get a 90 coming up and rebuild this whole thing in there. I mean, we can certainly do it. It's going to cost you twice as much, I believe. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe an irrigation contractor, that's all they do, so they can certainly do that as well. But we have resolved the main issue, and we talked to the homeowner, and they said, proceed. Let's get this leak taken care of. Only problem I see down here is this is all iron pipe. You can see the corrosion. You can see the rust. The nipple, which is this little piece of pipe that comes from this is a union in the ground. Super dumb. Not even wrapped. Not even an attempt. Just poor plumbing skills. And then they put a nipple in right here. All the threads in the middle right here, they're gone. They've disappeared just from sitting in soil. They've corroded. Fortunately, there were threads on the end where the old valve was, and we've got it screwed on there, and it doesn't appear. Give me a towel. Make sure that you don't have any weeping going on down here. It's hard to tell because everything's so wet. So right now, it appears to be dry, and hopefully it stays that way. This whole area right here, I would not bury this in soil again. This is a temporary repair. I still recommend that at some point you get a crew out here that can dig up and find the PVC line, whether it's a plumbing company or, you know, labor ready guys with shovels. If you can find the PVC and get PVC over to here, you can certainly even call us back and we'll do the plumbing. Just we can't sit on shovels all day trying to find piping, especially with all these large trees. So, or a piece of equipment. And when you get equipment out here, it rips everything out. If you hit an existing line, it comes out and you got to repair it. You know, so you've got lots of lines right in here. But so I still do recommend PVC. Finding it. Hopefully, there's some PVC in the yard. Typically, even a home this old, they don't run iron pipe all the way from the meter. If they did, then you're stuck anyways, because there's no real good place to tie in except for out at the meter and run a new line in. But I would recommend PVC all the way in. PVC up to here. Like I say, the Schedule 80 fittings that we use are twice as thick as Schedule 40, which is this white piping over here. That's Schedule 80, this gray stuff right here. And then a shutoff valve that looks just like that in place of that, and then tying straight into copper. So that's what I would recommend for that. This here, it is still dry. That's just rust. So it's not dripping right there. Not happy with it because it's, you know, old pipe that it's tied into. And so you're going to run into trouble with this at some point. And we apologize. We can't help you more with this, but it's just it's in a bad spot. So anyways, we need to document that. That's just a quarter turn ball valve, on off, no big deal. It's tied back in, not dripping. Everything looks good. We'll talk to the homeowner about these valves and what they want to do. We're going to try and help them locate an irrigation company to be willing to come out and repipe this for them. All it is, honestly, you're cutting the pipe here and here, taking this whole assembly and just picking it up and setting it off to the side for a minute, and then digging up and replacing the backside. The backside is what needs to be brand new because that T cannot be reused. And all the T's are glued close to close. There's no way to repair it. So brand new T's all the way across the back, and then you just take this whole thing and glue it right back down. So not a big project, but anyways, I think we're done out here. We're going to go over a couple things with the homeowner before we go. Outside of that, this installation is done.